What if tomorrow you woke up in a motel room, weapons in the trunk, salt in your pockets, and a demon on your trail? What if you were Sam or Dean Winchester? It's a tempting fantasy. Leather jackets, badass one-liners, a never-ending road trip with epic music, and monster hunting as your day job. But the real question is, could you survive it? Most people think they could, but here's the harsh truth. The Winchester lifestyle isn't just dangerous. It's medically and psychologically impossible for any normal human being. Living like a character in Supernatural would be like jumping into a Hollywood action scene with nothing but your regular, breakable body and zero plot armor. These brothers don't just face monsters and demons. They die multiple times per season, get thrown into walls on a weekly basis, and drive over 68,000 miles a year tracking supernatural threats. Today, we're diving into the gritty reality of what would happen if a real person tried to survive their lifestyle. And of course, don't forget to leave your like and click the subscribe button for more content like this. Before we break your body and fry your brain with science, let's set the stage. Supernatural, created by Eric Kripke, debuted in 2005 and quickly became a cult phenomenon. For 15 seasons, it followed Sam and Dean Winchester, two brothers raised in tragedy and trained to hunt the things that go bump in the night. After their mother's mysterious death, their father became obsessed with the supernatural, dragging his sons into a world of hex bags, shotguns, and ancient lore. Sam, the younger brother, is thoughtful and cerebral. He once dreamed of escaping the life, going to college, becoming a lawyer, something normal. Dean, on the other hand, is a gruff, sarcastic, pie-loving protector who fully embraced their father's mission. Together, they crisscross America in their black 1967 Impala, facing off against everything, from ghosts and vampires to gods, angels, and literal apocalypses. They die, they come back, they go to hell, heaven, even purgatory. And yet, no matter what, they keep going. But here's the real question. If someone like you tried to live their life, no demon blood, no archangel powers, just flesh, bone, and basic first aid, what would happen? Let's just say your life would turn into a disaster before you even got to the end of the first episode. Picture this. You wake up in the Winchester world. No special powers, no magical healing, just your regular body. Now go out and fight a shapeshifter. You get tossed across a room, stabbed in the side, maybe shot in the shoulder. In Supernatural, Dean would brush it off with a sarcastic quip and pour some whiskey on it. In real life, you'd be in surgery, assuming you made it to the hospital in time. Let's talk broken ribs. In the show, they're treated like scratches, but medically, a single fractured rib takes at least 6 weeks to heal, and every breath, laugh, or movement during that time is pure agony. And concussions? Those happen practically every other episode. Getting slammed into a wall once is enough to cause serious brain trauma. In reality, repeated head injuries like that would lead to long-term effects, memory loss, mood disorders, chronic migraines, and maybe even early onset dementia. Then there are knife wounds. In Supernatural, slap a bandage on it and keep moving. But deep lacerations require immediate medical attention, stitches, antibiotics, and lots of rest. Without proper treatment, you're looking at serious infections, nerve damage, and possibly life-threatening internal bleeding. According to trauma expert Dr. Jonathan Fields from Johns Hopkins, recovery from multiple physical traumas isn't measured in hours, it's measured in months. And let's not forget how they never seem to sleep. Sam and Dean routinely go days without rest, but science tells us that just 24 hours of sleep deprivation can impair motor skills as much as being legally drunk. After 48 hours, you're hallucinating, your immune system starts crashing, and you enter a state of cognitive collapse. Yet these guys are running, fighting, and strategizing like it's nothing. Even Olympic athletes would be destroyed by the Winchester lifestyle. They have trainers, nutritionists, and strict recovery regimens. Sam and Dean, they live on diner burgers, pie, and gallons of whiskey. That's not a diet. It's a recipe for a heart attack. Try living just 1 week like a Winchester, and you'd be lucky to escape with a concussion, broken bones, deep lacerations, and complete adrenaline burnout. And that's if the monster doesn't kill you first. All right, let's say you beat the odds. You're bruised, broken, and possibly bleeding out, but somehow still alive. Now, you've got to fight the monster. Supernatural is loaded with folklore. Ghosts, demons, wendigos, gods, witches, you name it. How much of that monster hunting toolkit actually works? Let's start with salt. In the show, salt creates impenetrable lines against ghosts. In reality, salt has been used in purification rituals across cultures, from ancient Egypt to Shinto Japan, but never as a literal barrier. Symbolic? Yes. Monster-proof? Not even close. Iron, on the other hand, has some actual historical roots. Celtic and Germanic traditions did view iron as a way to ward off evil spirits. It symbolized the power of civilization triumphing over chaos. So, swinging an iron crowbar might not be totally useless, but don't bet your life on it. Holy water in the show burns demons like acid. In real-life religious practice, it's a symbol of purification and blessing, not a supernatural weapon. And exorcisms? Forget the quick Latin phrases shouted under pressure. Actual exorcisms, according to the Ritual Romanum, are long, complex rites requiring hours of prayer, specific settings, and authorized clergy. You're not banishing a demon with a pocket Bible and good intentions. The show reimagines ancient mythology in dramatic, violent ways, and that's what makes it so entertaining. But relying on those tactics in real life, that's how you get yourself killed. Take Leviathans, for example. In Supernatural, they're ancient regenerative horrors that predate humanity. In mythology, the Leviathan symbolizes chaos, a massive sea creature mentioned in the Bible and other traditions. If something like that existed, your rock salt and Latin chants wouldn't do a thing. Or the Croatoans, the show's demonic zombie plague, inspired by the real mystery of Roanoke Colony's disappearance. In the show, it's an outbreak that turns people into violent husks. In history, we're left with a single eerie word carved into a tree, Croatoan, and centuries of speculation. Even the goddess Veritas gets a terrifying rework. In Roman myth, she's a benign symbol of truth. In Supernatural, she becomes a nightmare creature that forces people to speak their darkest truths until the shame destroys them. These monsters are thrilling for TV, blending historical legend with modern horror. But if they ever crossed into the real world, you wouldn't stand a chance, even with a trunk full of weapons. But the biggest enemy you'd face isn't some demon in the dark. It's your own mind. One near-death experience is enough to trigger PTSD in a regular person. Sam and Dean face that kind of trauma weekly, sometimes daily, and they never stop. When the human brain experiences trauma, it goes into survival mode. The amygdala floods your system with stress hormones. Your brain chemistry shifts. Your fight or flight response stays permanently switched on. Without time to process and heal, your mental state spirals into chronic anxiety, depression, and emotional numbness. Veterans returning from war often need years of therapy after just a few battles. Now imagine facing supernatural terror every other day with no rest, no stable home, no support system. Sleep deprivation alone would cause paranoia, mood swings, and hallucinations. Combine that with constant grief, friends dying, family members possessed, lovers turned into monsters, and you're looking at a mind held together by duct tape and desperation. Loneliness only adds to the damage. The brothers lose almost everyone they love. again and again. And while they put on a brave face, the psychological toll is immense. Loss, betrayal, guilt, it all builds until the brain can't take it anymore. By the third month of living like a Winchester, you'd likely be battling vivid flashbacks, nightmares, emotional detachment, and a growing inability to distinguish reality from fear-driven illusion. And the saddest part? The same qualities that make them heroes, loyalty, sacrifice, relentless determination, are the very things that keep them trapped in a cycle of trauma. They save the world, but they destroy themselves doing it. So, here it is, the final question. Could a regular person survive the life of Sam and Dean Winchester? No, not for long. Your body would fail, your mind would break, your relationships would crumble under the weight of trauma and grief. You'd burn out, physically and emotionally, long before you ever face down your first angel. But there's a twist. While we can't live like Winchesters, we can still learn from them. Their resilience, their ability to adapt, their drive to fight even when everything feels lost. Those are real human strengths we can develop. You don't have to banish demons to face darkness in your own life. Sometimes your monster is anxiety, or heartbreak, or just getting out of bed in the morning. And in those moments, it's okay to channel a little Winchester grit. So, next time you're watching Dean make a sarcastic comment after getting stabbed, or Sam researching ancient lore after losing everything, remember, that's fiction. Incredible, meaningful fiction, but fiction all the same. Your battles may look different, but they're just as real, and you don't need a shotgun full of rock salt to survive them.